Broadcasting live from somewhere in the Shadow Realm, this is YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Here's your host, Dimmaduel.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Well, Super Joey is back in Duel World, and it's time to start collecting some more of your rewards. Seems like there's a lot of good rewards floating around, like Divine Knight Ishark, Meteor Dragon, Red Eyes Impact, Graceful Dice, Red Eyes Insight, Guilty of the D-Knight, Alligator Sword, Dangerous Machine Type 6, Hinotama, Protector of the Throne, and Guardian of the Labyrinth. Those seem to be a lot of the rewards that you're able to get. Joey's got two different decks right now, and I just want to go through the pieces of each of the deck. You're going to have, at least we'll start with his level 30 deck. You're going to have three copies of Blue Dragon Summoner in his deck, and that one will allow him to search out his Red Eyes Black Dragon. If you destroy it, send from the field to the graveyard. He's also got two copies of Black Dragon's Chick, and what that one does, it's basically your Kaiba Man type deal where you're able to tribute Black Dragon's Chick to special summon out onto the field a Red Eyes Black Dragon. Then you also have three copies of Element Dragon. This one could be pretty good too. Three copies of Poke Dragon. It's a pretty good card. At least it allows you to search another one out of the deck and add it to your hand, just to kind of keep your hand, going. And then a copy of Red Eyes Black Dragon, the standard in there. Also being run is Dragon's Gunfire, two Stamping Destruction cards, a Tribute Doll, and Damage Gate. So, there's it's a pretty good one, and also the Damage Gate is three copies, two copies of Dragon's Gunfire, and two copies of Stamping Destruction. That's the multiples there, but also one copy of Tribute Doll. But at least for that one, it should be a little more manageable for those of you trying to win against Joey. But level 40 could get a little more difficult. This one, I believe, is pretty similar to how the deck was structured last time. He does have two Red Eyes Wyverns, a twin-headed Behemoth, three Vanguard of the Dragon copies, one Desert Twister, two Cave Dragons, two Blue Dragon Summoners, and two Red Eyes Black Dragons. So, there's a lot of strategies involved here. You gotta watch out for that Cave Dragon once he starts filling his field with Dragon cards, because I believe with Cave Dragon, it can only attack if there is another Dragon type monster on the field. So at least what that does is, if it's just out there on its own when Joey initially normal summons it, I don't think you have to worry about attacks. But the nice thing about Cave Dragon, even though it's got such a high attack, is that it's got a low defense. So I definitely recommend throwing in some kind of card to change battle positions from attack to defense, so you could get over Cave Dragon pretty easily. Desert Twister is one that you want to look out for too, because it also has the built-in function where your opponent would be able to discard a card, and then your opponent would be able to target one of your spell or trap cards on your side of the field and destroy it. So yeah, Desert Twister is one of those that are sneaky good, and the thing about that one too is that it requires monsters to be removed from the graveyard in order to be special summoned. So just be more mindful of that later on in the duel. The more that you're going through some of Joey's monsters, I know it requires some wind and some earth type monsters to be banished from the graveyard in order to summon Desert Twister. I think it's a 2300 attack, and but overall, I mean, that's just one that I try not to see too much. But also, too, just going in here, too, Joey has two copies of Stamping Destruction, similar to what it was in the level 30 deck, but he's got a few different trap cards that the level 30 deck doesn't have. First, he's got Metal Morph, and what that one does is it increases the attack and defense of your monster by 300 attack, and then also, too, when your monster attached with Metal Morph will go to attack one of your opponent's monsters, your monster gains half of the attack of the monster that's being attacked. So Metal Morph is a good card, so gotta watch out for that one. Joey also has Kunai with Chain, another really good card that also switches an opponent's battle position while increasing the attack of the monster that you're equipping Kunai with Chain too. So that's overall a really good trap card. Then you have two copies of Red Eyes Spirit. That's the card that allows Joey to float his Red Eyes Black Dragons from the graveyard back onto the field, and that's one of the more sought after rewards out of this event. And then you got Spiritual Wind Art Miyabi, And what this one does is this will frustrate you. You're able to tribute one wind monster and then take one of your opponent's monsters and shuffle it back into the deck. So this is one trap card that you really want to be mindful of, especially when I initially started playing against Super Joey. I went with the fusion deck where you expend a lot of resources just to get a powerful monster onto the field. Well, then he activates a spell card to send my fusion monster back into the extra deck, and at that point I'm kind of out of luck. So plan your strategies accordingly. I've had a high success rate with decks that I'm able to put a lot of resources on the field. But I got a dragon deck of my own that I've been using as well, just kind of taking advantage of just having, just taking advantage of having more monsters put down the field each turn that are pretty high level attack, and just kind of keep butting heads with Joey through that, and I've had a pretty high success rate so far. Now, the reason why these just getting these wins in general, whether or not you're trying to farm Joey, the wins are so important in this case is because there's also that additional incentive that Duel Links is offering to people who are taking part of the Joey event. So similar to what they recently did with the last YuGiOh event, is for each game that you actually play against Joey, you have the potential to unlock different rewards, as well as your cumulative wins against Super Joey. So, for example, if you play 15 duels against Joey over the course of this event, you do end up actually getting the big prize. You get the Spirit of the Red Eyes trap card. So that's one that you're able to get. So, the Red Eye Spirit. So that's what happens when you play 15 duels against Joey. If you win 7 duels against Joey, you end up unlocking your Meteor Dragon Red Eyes Impact super rare. If you win 1 duel against Joey, you get your Guardian of the Labyrinth, and if you win 3 duels against Joey, you get Protector of the Throne. So by this point, I think a few of you should have already unlocked a few of those rewards by now, and hopefully you got some pretty good drops. But there are quite a few good drops that you could try and get from dueling Joey. One of the new ones that was recently added was Red Eyes Insight, and at least what it does is it allows you to send a Red Eyes monster to your graveyard, and this is, I believe, it's either from your deck or your hand. So yeah, let's see, send 1 Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and add 1 Red Eyes spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, except Red Eyes Insight. So basically what you would do is you would send a Red Eyes Black Dragon to the graveyard, search out your Red Eyes Spirit, lay it down, and then that next turn you're going to get your Red Eyes Black Dragon back out onto the field because you have your Red Eyes Spirit on there. So Red Eyes Insight is a really, really good card for Red Eyes support decks. If you're able to get at least a copy of that, I think it would go really well. And boy, would it be nice to get multiple copies of that one. So, and I'm sure moving forward, once you get more Red Eyes support, these decks will just keep on getting more and more formidable. So, but anyway, yeah, that's kind of the nutshell for this event. I think there's a lot of people partaking in it, and a lot of people just trying to reap the benefits. So, if you've been having a lot of success so far or not, I'd like to hear about it. Reach out to me on Twitter at YuGiOh Deck Talk. It's all one word, at YuGiOh Deck Talk, and I'd love to hear from you. So anyway, that's it for today's episode. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.